Okay.
All right. Hello, hello. I think we should be live here.
Are we live? Is everything good?
Hopefully everything's good. People are filing in. We'll wait. We'll wait for our cue.
Yeah. That sounds good. How's your day been?
My day, it's been pretty good. Mostly just being excited for the draft, ready to get going, prepping, making sure that I had the right tie, the right suit.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Looking incredibly fresh, hopefully, and I must say that Jack, you are looking incredibly fresh too.
Thank you as well.
We're here, we're ready. I feel like we need some sort of countdown to draft timer, but it's all right. I think I'm pretty sure people will be watching their Twitch ads right now.
Yeah, maybe give it another minute for people to file in. You know.
Yeah.
No, like
100%.
you said, I've just been out all day getting myself ready, picking the right suit, the right tie, the right pin. Got to get the right pin.
Oh, you have to get the right pin.
Got to get the right pin.
100%. My plushies weren't on prominent display as they normally were, but I thought, let's get it. Bayleaf, Palafin, Lugia. I don't know how many Bayleafs, Palafins, or Lugias we're going to see in the season, but we'll see at least 3 behind me.
Damn, I should have put some plush behind me. I've got like a Latios little plush. I'm sure we'll see a Latios maybe at some point. I think we should jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see these drafts. Let's see these teams.
Let's get ready to go.
Let's see these teams.
We've got people in. We've got the draft ready to go. So I'll just do a proper introduction and just say hello, hola, ciao, and bonjour. I hope everyone's doing really well on this beautiful Sunday, the 31st of February, ready to get into this draft.
Yep. My name's Jack or Jarshall, and we'll be talking through the drafts, the teams, and hopefully maybe the pods. And see who's playing who. Let's go right into it.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Jack. And I'm Amrit, also a Splash Second cousin, but we're not important here.
No.
You guys are. The draft is what we're here for. What everyone wants to see. Let's get into it. And so we'll probably just start here, Jack, if you don't mind, by just going through the structure really quickly. It's the same basic structure as previous seasons. However, this time it's a bit different with the explosion and popularity of UK VGC and everyone being so enthusiastic. We'll be splitting into 2 league tables this time, each with 6 teams facing off in a mini round robin, with the all-important first seed getting a bye straight to the semi-finals, and then the second and third place playoffs. It's going to be an exciting season. Your managers will have everything you need once you get into your teams, and hopefully we can all have a lot of fun and celebrate the UK community.
Yeah, no, I couldn't say it better myself. Let's move on. We can, as always, this season of UKITT will be the up-to-date regulation for the standard matches. So it'll be Regulation G, which is 1 legendary. If you want, you don't have to. Wildcards will still be in action. So that's formats where people can choose like older formats maybe. So that's maybe Ultra Series, maybe Reg A, Reg B, something that you might have like really enjoyed previously. But it has been reduced to accommodate the frequency in the players that we have this season. The list is, well, it's as followed.
So as you see, we've got all of the, well, not quite all of the seasons from Sword and Shield. I'm sure that lots of players started in the pandemic, getting into VGC. And so hopefully we've got a lot of players who can play in these formats.
And then following up, Scarlet and Violet is Reg A, Reg B, C, D, E, F, G, and maybe H, depending on when that gets announced.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the newer players that we have will be looking to show out, bring what they've been cooking back then, bring it to today, drop the power level, and hopefully see what these guys can do.
Yeah. Talk about power level. We've got season 14 there. I'm pretty sure that's where like all the legendaries are legal and even mythical. So that could be quite fun to watch if we can get maybe a stream game at that at some point.
Perfect. And And now we want to talk about the teams. We'll just be brazing through these, announcing our managers. These are live to us as well as to you.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see who got picked, who's going to be doing the picking. And if we can have the next slide, and then Joshua, you can announce first.
Yeah. So Battle Subway Surface will be managed by Dynamite. It's his first season managing. And you gotta love the logo here. You know, it looks like the black and white train. You know, when you go through the battle.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we know, Dynamite is a keen cosplayer. I'm hoping that every time he's on screen, we can see him in that Ingo outfit.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Dynamite is a very innovative builder. Famously, he brings Paradox Mons. He went 0-4 at Utrecht in 2023. That's what I remember him for anyway.
I think that's what we all remember him for, that amazing Paradox Iron Thorns, underused and underperforming.
Yeah. So we'll go to the next team.
Oh, the Silly Cobra Kai, a great name, a reference obviously to the Karate Kid and then the show of the same name, Cobra Kai, managed by Cam Erupt. This logo is so good, no mercy. They will be sweeping the leg and they won't hesitate to let you know about it. This is another new manager, so we're hoping that they can show out, depending on whether we're on the same team. Maybe we're not, and we hope that they fail, but let's go on.
Yeah, let's go to the next team. The Los Poplios. I can't even say that, I'm sorry.
Los Poplios Hermanos.
Is managed by Tom, also new manager. Loving the logo. Loving the logo this year. They're all great.
Logo is incredible. We've definitely had some people whose graphic design is their passion. Tom Winter, of course, famous for his top 4 in Gdansk, and also known as the Beast of Eastbourne. Common sight in those scenes, winning several of the locals down there.
And then the next team.
The Montana Vera Mashanas. And these will be managed by Brian. Hopefully I said that right. Another incredible logo.
Look at this
The paint job is perfect. Montana Vera Mashana. Hopefully the team will be putting the opponents to sleep in their eyes. This is another debut manager, another person who can show out. Brian is well known to those who are well known to those in the scene as being a really innovative team builder. Another Paradox connoisseur who brought Iron Treads to EYC last year, going 6-3, 6-3 again this year, and a common sight at the karaoke clubs.
Moving on, we have the Kung Fu Fighters, managed by the Postmap, another new manager. And look, it looks like serious logo there.
There's no messing, just straight up Kung Fu in front of your face. The Postmap, well known for being another in the Southwest, a great guy, and I'm sure that his team will get along really well with him once they've been picked.
The Paldea Palafins is managed by Scotty. Debuted last season, so returning manager. Pretty sure this is the same emblem logo, as last year. So what,
it was a winning formula for them last year. No need to fix what isn't broken in Scotty's eyes.
Yeah, be looking to claim that final that he didn't quite get last year as well. So a good team to be on and be looking out for.
100%. Excited to see how they do this season. And now we'll move on to the Sinnoh Shamans, and they will be managed by Shiny Catfee. Now, this is actually under new management. They've been as part of the UKITT since season 3, so they were an old and established club, but this time they're coming back with a new coach, seeing what they can do. Another great logo. I feel like we'll definitely need to be doing a logo tier list stream at some point, potentially before the first round of matches next time. Again, they're established. They know what they've been doing. So if you're drafted to that team, I'm sure that there'll be plenty of help for you if you're a newer player, and plenty of competition if you're more established.
I think this is definitely the cutest logo we've had so far.
100%. You can't go wrong with Shaman. No. Flowery logo. Flowery cool. Teams, possibly. We'll see. Yeah. We'll have to see if any Forges arrive.
Let's move on.
So and then we've got the poster. Yeah. Oh, another team under new management and another team with an extraordinary paint job. Their debut season was all the way back in season 1. They loved it then. They keep coming back, and we'll have to see exactly how they do. But they'll be looking to deliver victory.
Yeah. Lots of experience with season 1, you know, especially if you're coming from season 1 all the way to season 6. So it'll be very much looking for that win. We'll move on to the next team. The Glenwood Garchomps is managed by Mythical Meteor. Callum debuted in season 4. Callum is really good player. Played in Worlds 22. So yeah, I'm sure he'll be looking to make a splash on the scene.
And another incredible logo. I feel like we keep mentioning them, but they keep bringing out banger after banger.
Oh yeah.
And then on to our next team, the Great Gala Mine, number 2 Mining Society. Harking back to the classic days of the 1800s football teams, managed by Zeno. Another great logo, really going all out, and another team that's come back all the way from season 1, hoping that they can fire themselves to victory on their coal cart. It'll be interesting to see exactly how they do, who they pick. But if you're on that team, I'm sure it'll be a great opportunity to practice with established players and make a name for yourself too.
Yeah, I just want to take a mention. That logo is amazing.
It's so good. It's so good. I can't say enough about it.
I want to be on the team for that logo.
Definitely a strong contender for the logo tier list. And then we move to our next returning team. It's the Twin Leaf Typhlosions. Now, this was a team that I was on last year, managed by Coldflame, also known as credit to his friend. Their debut season was last season. Fun fact about this logo, it was designed by myself last season, mid-season, as a G-up towards the troops. After it was designed, the Typhlosions then proceeded to win 9 of their next 10 games and roared all the way to the semi-finals. So it'll be interesting to see how the Typhlosions do this year too.
Yeah, I'd probably be looking to make it a step further. Instead of semi-finals, get to finals this year.
100%. They were so close. It came down to one game, and this time they'll be doing everything they can with any returning players they have and any new players they have.
Oh, yeah. Jamie Keen's fighting champions. I wonder who's managing.
It's a mystery to me and to everybody. Maybe Jamie Boyd. I feel like it must be surely.
I think it's Jamie Keen.
Oh, no, it is indeed Jamie Keen. Now, the good thing about this one is that this team is all about the team, nothing to do with the manager. He's there to sit behind the scenes. Clearly, otherwise, they definitely have a different logo.
Yeah. Big Man's debut in season 2. Look at that emblem, though. Looking off in the distance. Poetic.
This is an incredible logo. I'm expecting him to come on stage at the next event with his band based on this.
It's actually a photo of him looking at the winner's trophy.
Incredible.
Okay. I believe that's all 12.
I believe so.
So yeah. So hopefully we can get started on the draft.
Yeah, some incredible managers there, and we'll have to see what incredible players these managers picked. And then before we get into it, I think we got to say, I hope that everyone is really excited to see where they land. And remember that it's not about the order. Everyone is here to improve, to practice, and do what they can and make a name for themselves. So let's get right into it with the number 1 pick. And for the Surfers, the number 1 pick, Jack C. He needs no introduction, but for those of you out there, I'll give you one anyway. Incredible player, multiple times at Worlds, multiple times Day 2, common sight, fame, that iconic bandana. This year, that iconic okie dokie that sometimes hit his gunk shots. And it'll be really interesting to see exactly how much he can help his team to victory.
Yeah, that's a really good pick, one, I think. But we'll see what the next pick is. So it's... I mean, you don't get much better than Ben. He is a granddad of the VGC community. You know, he has been here a while. Many Worlds invites, multiple Day 2s, lots of regional top 8s, lots of international, and a 2-time national champion. and obviously everyone knows him as a caster as well. So yeah, that's a really good pickup for.
Incredible pickup for the Silico Bros. And as a new team, they definitely get some experience on there. What I like about that is that he definitely will not throw if you get to the finals.
He will not throw if he gets to the finals, no. So moving on. We've got Ryan.
Right.
So
Ryan VGC.
Hang on. It wouldn't be UKITT without a little bit of mishap. Yeah, so Ryan, he's got it's his first season playing. He's got a couple local wins and a few day twos. And what's good about Ryan is if he's not day twoing, you know you're gonna have a great night singing, partying with him. You know he's a great guy to have around just for that atmosphere and just bringing the team together.
100%. Ryan's a great guy. I know him well. He's flown over with Raj as well down to Orpington to compete with the best, and one of the players that makes that the toughest local in the UK.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on, we've got...
Okay, Sikaretin. Now, Sikaretin, I believe, is another Irish player. He's had some strong results in BGC, but he's also well known for being one of the top players in Draft League. And unsurprisingly, one of the top picks here. Anyone who knows anything about Sikaretin knows that he's been a strong player in multiple formats.
Yeah, I've got a bone to pick with him. We were playing in the draft when we got to the final, and I had two chances. So basically, it was a double elimination, and I beat him in the first one. So he had to beat me twice, and he beat me twice to win it overall.
Stunning comeback. Mashadas will be very happy with that pick, even if you're not happy to remember that.
No. Anyway, so moving on to the fighters, Simipur. Obviously go by the screen name here, but for anyone that knows the background behind Simipur knows that he is absolutely one of the best players in the UK today. Top 16 at Liverpool, day 2 at EUIC, an incredible stalwart of the UK scene. He's been playing for such a long time, and I'm really excited to see how well he does. I cannot stress enough how good the player Simipur is, one of the best that I've had the opportunity to play against, and the fighters will definitely have a strong contender there. I think that's a very, very good first pick. Let's see what Scotty's picked for his first round. Alt Kyle. So Kyle, I think many people know him as the guy who just wins every single Limitless tour. And for a while, nobody knew who this was.
The secret player.
Yeah,
he has made his.
Yeah, he got top 64 at Liverpool Regional. So he is proven to do it in person as well. So I think he's got to be very, very happy with what he's seen to pick him first.
Definitely. And he started to make his appearance at some of the locals, coming to One Orpington towards the end of the season. And for when Norwich starts back up again, he'll be a keen contender there. I wouldn't be surprised to see him fill out his best initial limit within his first 6. Honestly, he's that good.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either.
And then we'll move on to our next pick. And the first pick for the Shamans, Azra. Azra is another of our world's qualifiers, a player that's been doing it for a long time and continues to do so. Even when they don't feel that they're at their best, they consistently get results that many people in this audience will be proud of. Another strong first pick for the Shamans, and it's exciting to see how we're doing. Well, straight away, we are already noticing that we're getting incredible players all the way through the start, and I'm sure that will continue on. Yeah,
so, well, it'll be all the way through. First pick to last pick, everyone's just amazing. There's not really, it's really hard to pick. Like, I can imagine, especially like later on, like it's going to be really hard because you'd want to pick one player, but there's so many other good players.
There'll be steal after steal, but again, Azra, this will be a great choice. Someone who's really strong at the fundamentals, getting an obscene amount of points with Raging Bolt in Reg F, and I'm sure that they'll continue on in Reg G.
I was on a similar team. I was on the same team as Azra last season, and she really pulled us through some weeks, So it's really good pickup. So let's see what Pancakes have picked.
It looks like Matsby. Now, Matsby is another player that's been playing for a long time. Worlds Day 2 in 2016, one of the most famous Worlds that many people know about, multiple regional top cuts, and they are back with a vengeance, I'm sure. It's so great to see so many players that have been playing for such a long time come in and be able to support some of the newer players, but it'll be interesting to see again how do they do now compared to their best performances at times gone by.
Yeah, I agree. And like, you know, it says here currently washed. I doubt that.
No,
I'm sure we'll
see
Mats be, pulling in the wins.
Yeah, another famous player that claims to be washed, Jamie Boyd. So, don't ever believe a VGC player who tells you they're washed.
Nah, let's move on. Oh, damn. Talking about being washed. Let me tell you about this guy. Okay, so bit about me. Got CP, a bunch of regionals, and then I day 2 Liverpool, and then nearly didn't get CP the event after, and I won a few locals. We can move on.
Yeah, it's not about us today. Josh was a great player. The next player that comes up, GMJ, I believe that's short for Gym Master Jaden. Gym Master Jaden, another player that is incredibly strong. Many Orpington top cuts, several PC wins, day 2 at Utrecht, another of the world's qualifiers. One of the keen dozo connoisseurs of the early metas. Always a tough out. I've had the pleasure of playing him a couple of times. Again, a very, very strong player. And a very, very fitting number 1 pick for the Great Gala Mining Society number 2. That's the wrong order, but yeah, acronym after acronym.
Yeah.
Oh, and here we go. Being that he's a former teammate of mine, I want to take this one on. Mr. Replays himself, Limitless Demon. He really puts the Karen quote to the sword because he is one of those that follows it by the letter. It is just unfortunate that his favorite Pokemon is Calyrex Shadow, but he does win with it. An outstanding number 1 pick. Not surprised to see him on the Typhlosions again. He made his debut in UKITT last season and was one of the top performers, so he'll be a very tough out. Once he starts coming to proper in real life tournaments, he'll be winning everything. He's one to keep an eye out for, and it's not often you get a steal at your first pick, but he did steal at the first pick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I see him online a lot, making really, really strong plays on Twitter and things like that. So I'm sure Kareem's really happy with that. The next pick is Chris. Chris has got his Worlds invite. He's got 2 top 64s this season. Very strong local player. So I'm sure Jamie's really hoping that he can bring that consistency to the team with that pick.
Yeah, Chris is another great player that I've had the pleasure of playing with many times. Really strong pick, and then he'll do a lot for Jamie, I'm sure.
Yeah. And this is now where we
and being this is a snake draft, we'll come back around in reverse order to make sure it's as fair as possible, and I'll let Josh will take it away.
Yeah, so Joe is somebody who comes to my locals. He's been playing on and off again since like 2016. He got 37th at EUIC this year and got his world invite, so he was just a little bit off. If I remember right, it was just a little bit of resistance that cost him that top 32. So he'll definitely, Jamie will definitely be wanting that sort of level of play coming into this season.
No, definitely. And I'm pretty sure you'll want to be talking about the next pick too.
Ooh. Oh, let me get started on this, man. So, Joseph Russell, he's only started playing in October this year. Key results is 5-4 at Liverpool, 5-4 at Utrecht, and 5-4 at Bologna. I can't remember though if there's any other results. Can you?
He did win a Birmingham MSS, I believe. He did nearly come unstuck against a Terra Electric Typhlosion, but he managed to come through it like the strong player he is. Definitely a good second pick for the Typhlosions, and also just one of the best guys around if you had the pleasure of going to Wetherspoons with him.
Yeah, there you go. I guess we'll move on. I really can't think of anything else.
There's probably something we're missing, but I'm sure Joe will forgive us.
Okay.
And then the next player, Ju Yop. I believe is his screen name, but he's another keen locals player. And Josh, I think you know a lot about this guy.
Oh, Jamie's great. In senior, so he's been playing a very long time. So it's somebody else that he'll be wanting. He'll be, will be looking at them what's the previous format? Sorry,
yeah.
seniors in 2016. Sorry, he got top 8 in 2016, top 16 at UK Nationals in seniors, top 32. He qualified for Worlds as a senior. In Masters, he debuted EUIC in 2018. EUIC top 64 at 2022, and then EUIC this year's 128, and he also got top 32 in the global challenge. He was 10th outside of Japan, which is crazy. So he's a really, really strong team builder. One of my favorite things is we were talking once, and he was telling me how good his Vicar Vault was, and he just kept on
the Vicar Vault.
The
nightmares
Vicar Vault.
About the Vicar Vault.
This Vicar Vault. And we played a few games, and I remember we played a game, and I just Ivy cudgeled it, and it just died. He carried it, and it just still died. And then we were talking, and then he swapped it out for a Raging Bolt, and he just told me it was like cheating, and he didn't understand why I was using Vicar Vault this entire time.
Exactly. Although there is one thing, the Terra Steel Vicar Vault does indeed wall Landorus, which I found out to my cost. But again, as you say, incredible player. Probably sick of the sight of me, as there was one local where he played against my team and the team that I built with my friends 3 times in 1 week and then twice the next week. So that's something that hopefully he won't be seeing so much. But again, a great pick for the Gatling Society. Between him and Jim Master Jaden, they have come off to a very, very strong start. As we get into our next pick for the Garchamps, it is Swamp. I love this kid. You may know him as he is the all-time leader in VGC tweets. The Twitter demon. I said Poker Replays was a limitless demon, but Swamp is the Twitter demon. Not to mention that he's also an incredible player. He won a regional with Thunderfang Roaring Moon in seniors. He's had lots of strong performances this past season. 6-3 at EUIC, MSS and PC results galore. If you've ever played him, you've been terrified by his usage of either S or Luna. He's an incredible pick, incredible person. I'm happy to see him on the Garchamps with yourself, Jack.
Yeah, I'll look forward to working with him, and hopefully we can get something going. So the Patakates have chosen for their pick Bomber VGC. So Bomber is an Irish player. I actually had an experience in playing him in Liverpool. He plays for Team World Cup in Ireland. When I played him, he was like a trick room player. He's a really, really nice guy. So the Patakates have got a really, really strong Irish player on the team.
No, definitely. One thing as well is that that every player in this is incredibly strong. To get top 40 in the Liverpool regional, especially this season with all those strong players out of there, that's top 40 out of more than 800, of nearly 800. Another top pick as we get into the Shamans. Now for the Shamans, Peds. This is another player that's been playing for a long time. Top 32 UK Nationals 2014. Sutton Coldfield Regional winner 2015. Top 8 Wakefield 16 as a Worlds qualifier. Participated in every UKITT season. Winning team twice, finals once, playoffs another. His only loss in season 5 last year was in the finals. I played against him 1 week and got absolutely destroyed. He decided he fancied playing with one of Jamie Boyd's teams and decided that he was the best player with that team. And I can't say enough about how good he was. And he's also an incredible TCG player. Anyone who happens to play against him will really wish he stuck to the cards.
And let's see who Scotty's picked for his next turn. Jordan. So Jordan, people might know me and Jordan. We hang out quite a bit. He's managed to qualify for Worlds in his very first season. His best regional tournament, coming 6-3. And outside of like VGC, he does speedrunning. The one thing I will say about his Jordan is his shirt choices. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. It's very questionable, Jordan. But what he lacks in shirt choices, he makes up with his like Pokemon like ability to play. Really strong player for how little he's played.
100%. I 100% agree. I've had the chance to play with him a few times, and I absolutely hate playing against him. Can't get a read on him. He's a very strong player, Worlds qualifier. And as we get into the Fighters next pick, This is Blue Breath, Femionanovic, another world's qualifier, an incredible player, a good friend of myself. He's an incredible pick for the fighters, especially between him and Singapore. We've got two of the best players in the Orpington National playing together. The fighters are off to an incredible start. I cannot praise Blue Breath enough.
So let's see who's joining Seek. Yasha. So Yasha is a very much a player that goes under the radar maybe a little bit. Well, clearly not anymore. Season 5 finalist with the Paldea Pelicans. I'm sure Scott is a bit sad that he's lost out. He went 7-2 overall last season, so it's a great pick. Constant 6-3s at regionals. It's such a strong pick to accompany Seek.
100%. And one thing he's actually put is he's put 6-3 merchant at regionals, dampening himself down. But anyone who's played this game knows that 6-3 is a great accomplishment. And Yasha is also another great guy. Similar to Ryan, if you don't have a good day with him playing Pokemon on day one, you will 100% have a great time going out afterwards in evening one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next pick, Los Populares Hermanos, Steelix VGC, Dan Bisley, another person known very well to myself, a common sight at the Orpington locals, an incredible player. I consider him my local rival. We're very close in terms of record against each other. Definitely have a couple of fun facts about Dan himself. Number one is probably the most important thing that will even get mentioned in this draft is that Carly Rae Jepsen follows him on Instagram. So very important accomplishment. And also most famous for the Bergmite clip. Bergmite Strongest Soldier knocked out Miraidon at the last Eastbourne local and got top 2 points with it. An incredible player. Between him and Ryan again, there's no bad combos. Every player is incredibly strong, and I'm sure that he'll do incredibly well for his team.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that's a really, really good pick. So the Cobras have picked Salcran. So Salcran.
Yeah.
So Craig, let me just grab this. So multiple PC cuts, PC win, multiple MMS, MSS top cuts, regulation, regional top 32s, 16. Just a strong player that's been playing a while. So I'm sure that the Cobras are looking for a strong base of players. Going forward, who's been doing it over a period of time and not maybe looking for form, but looking for consistency.
100%. I think we can definitely see the Steel Cobras are going for experience here. People that know the game inside and out, know the fundamentals, and I'm sure that Salcran will be another great pick for them as we move into the Surfers for their second pick in the first part of their wheel. So we have Cell Celerity.
So Cell Stephen. Is a player who hosts a few Limitless tours. He likes to host them and win his own tours, but he does host them for us European guys who it's a lot of American tours, so it's nice that he holds them. So really strong player. One of my favorite things about Stephen actually is we were playing at a local together, and it was like best of one.
Oh yeah.
And we were just talking, we were just smack talking the entire time, and our game actually lasted long. Our one game lasted longer than the MSS that came beforehand. Their best of 3, they were getting done quicker than our best of 1 game. That's how long this best of 1 took. But yeah, no, I'm sure Oliver will be really, really happy picking Stephen because he's such a strong player, and he's cut 400 people online tours, and he's currently managing the European Spear Pillar regional rumble as well. So it's definitely somebody to have in your team for that leadership.
100%. That is such a strong 1-2-3 combo. Dino, Jack, and Cell. That's an incredibly tough out. And we're not done there with Dino. We're going back to the second part of the wheel. If Josh or you want to go with this again.
Yeah, so Sean Summer is a really strong player. It's his first season. He's got points at most regionals he's attended. really strong on Showdown at the moment, top 100 on best of 3. I'm pretty sure he's there in best of 1 as well. So consistency and form wise, I think Oliver's got somebody really strong and somebody to really look out for on that 3rd round pick.
Oh, 100%. He's also been working with Brady Smith, I believe, another top player, talking about this Smiggle team making the rounds, getting out there, a strong player for sure, as we get back to the Silicobras. JPie, Josh Piercy, JPie VGC on social media, he wanted me to say. Going away from the experienced players that have been on the scene for a long time, JPie is a newer player in real life events, but he is an incredibly strong player. 6-3 finishes at both Liverpool and EUIC this year, beat Veda Campo along the way, beat Aaron Traylor along the way, several Limitless tours, top 100 on the Limitless ladder, 22nd in UK on the in real life ELO ladder right now, playing for Cell in the Team Europe team. He's been a finalist of every team league he's played in, is what he's put. So either he's played in 1 or 10, but he's made the finals in all of them. And also known to people as an absolutely deranged team builder. Some of the weirdest teams you'll ever see come in the builder, but when it comes to the real life thing, he's an incredibly good player and brings some heat.
Oh yeah, no, he's given me a team of 2, and I've looked at it and gone, what is this? And I've used it. I've gone, this is incredible. He can really get some damage output on some of these mons that you wouldn't even expect.
100%. It was an important part of the team building group that I used at EUIC when we both went 6-3 there.
Yeah. So moving on, we've got Captain
Arrow, Simon. Captain Arrow, he's well known to many people, part of the London Corviknights, a Twitch streamer, great streams, great vibes, good friend of mine. One thing about Captain Arrow is that he is a big fan of the move Thunderwave, and that is a big part of his game plan. So don't be surprised to see his favorite Pokemon Grimmsnarl pop up. I won't mention any games that we've had personally involving Thunderwave, but definitely an incredible pick. And the Populars are looking incredibly strong.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think every team's looking incredibly strong, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we could say this after every round, every person, not a bad player in here.
So moving on, we've got yourself. Take it away.
Oh, it's me. On the Machadas. I'm really happy to be on this team, especially with Brian Chorchamp on. A big fan of his. About me, I was top 128 in Liverpool and EUIC this year, going 6-3 in both. Cut a few online tours, known around the local scene, hopefully. Really enjoy getting to know everyone. I'm very excited to be a big part of this team. And also known as part of the Bergmite squad, part of the squad that went 6-3 with the King Gambit for Rigoroth at UIC, and also famous for the Terra Ghost Curse Bayleaf and the Terra Electric Terra Blast Hisui and Typhlosion. So hopefully I don't bring quite such deranged teams, but hopefully I can do well for the Mashanas.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. The fighters for their next pick have picked NJB. Very strong player. Top 128 in Liverpool the last 2 years. Got top 8 in the Seniors Players Cup. We were talking earlier about Jamie doing well in the Global Challenge, but is not alone. Nuan's also got 128 in the first Global Challenge. Is UKITT records, is 19th in UKITT all time. Semi-finals, third places, and then eventually winning last season. So I'm sure he'll be wanting to definitely repeat that for this year as well.
For sure, a keen improver, wanting to focus on school, so not going to as many regionals as he could do, but I have no doubt that had he been able to go to more events and focus more on that, then he would easily have a Worlds invite at a really young age. But really definitely taking the sensible route, playing where he can and bringing some incredible talent again to the fighters. Once more, no bad picks here. Everyone is so strong, and everyone is someone that you'd want on your team.
Oh yeah, definitely. So let's see who Scotty's picked for his next pick. So Liam is also the team that it's his first year playing got his Worlds invite, so that tells you what you need to know about him. Helped create the team that Joseph Russell used to win, I think, like a Birmingham local or something. I don't know. The same team that, just really, really strong player. When I played against him, he really unpredictable. So, very scary to play against. So I'm sure Scotty's making, a really strong team here.
100%. Yeah. Again, like when you've got multiple Worlds qualifiers and in your team, you're going well.
Yeah, there's no shortage of World qualifiers at the moment, is there?
Yeah.
Like, you can't go wrong.
Definitely. So, UK has been going stronger and stronger, and then we'll get into the Shaman's next pick, and that will be Arch11 Heretic. A previous UKITT champion in Series 2, was one of the top-ranked players there, qualified for Worlds and top 4 regionals in 2016, played for Team UK, and currently working on their professional life and their school, but a very, very strong player, no doubt. Again, another one that's been playing for a long time, bringing a lot of experience. The Shamans are bringing an incredibly experienced squad so far between Azurapeds and Arch Heretic. There are going to be no easy battles this season. Everything will be a dogfight, and I'm incredibly excited to see it.
Yeah, same here. Let's move on to the pie cakes. See what who they've chosen.
The Wooloo Herder. Now, Joshua, you may be more familiar with Luke Dunscombe. Unfortunately, his info says he did some things a few years ago, washed up, so I can only assume he was a world champion and is incredibly good and is going to make everyone really hate that they have to play him.
Yeah, I'm with you. Could have been world champion. We'll never know. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar, or that I spoke to a few people, so I might have spoke, but no, I'm sure. Going third round, regardless, the Packets have really done their due diligence there and probably done their research, and maybe a really, really good pickup there. So moving on to the Garchamps. So this is so Bloom is Aaron Lee, which is Callum's brother, two-time regional champion in the junior division and a second place regional finishes in a junior division. He's got multiple top 8s in seniors divisions as well as day 2 in seniors in Worlds 2022. He's entered invite for Worlds every year since 2019, and he's also won several tours and online wins. So obviously, Callum here is really, he knows his brother, and he thinks his brother's a really, really strong player to pick up for that round 3.
I'm definitely hoping that they can get some of that family teamwork in, and get some good results.
And you might even be picking Aaron just so you don't get snagged for somebody else for that information.
That's true, incredibly. Well, you don't want to be scouted. It's a great shout there, Jack. And then we'll move on to the Great Gala Mining number 2 Society. Nido Rich, another player that's been playing for an incredibly long time, 8-time regional top cut, 2-time world invite, multiple local wins, 2-time UKITT finalists. Nido Rich is a very strong player. I believe he was a manager at one point. I'm not entirely sure about that, but getting an incredible amounts of experience for the Mining Society. I'm sure that he'll do an incredibly good job and do what he can for them.
Yeah, it says here he's a 2-time finalist, and he'll again another player that'll be looking to get that win.
100%. You want to come back, you want to climb that mountain, you'll have that motivation, and I'm sure he'll be doing everything that he can.
Yeah, so let's see who Kareem's picked for his round 3. So Oscar Gilly is he's played VGC casually since the start of Sword and Shield. Played in VGC drafts for a couple of seasons. Also qualified for Player Cup 3 in that time. Started competing this year. Went 5-4 at 2 regionals, Liverpool, Stockholm, and won 2 PCs and top 4 MSSs. Finished 60 in GC2. Is pushing himself to go to more persons events rather than just being a ladder warrior. I believe he. It says here that he's finished the season on 285 CPR 400 and they'll be aiming to qualify next season. If I'm correct, I play against him in my locals, and he's a very strong player. And Kareem also goes to them locals, so he's definitely picking them players he knows personally or has played against for his team.
100%, yeah. Another player that you see pop up around 285 out of 400. Given that they're saying they will want to push for more events next year, points to a bit of a limited availability this time out. So 285 in a limited season. Incredibly on track for that invite, and another incredibly strong player. Kareem will definitely have done his homework, and I'm sure that they'll work together well.
Yeah, let's move on to Jamie.
And then the next pick for Jamie is Lord Voltaire. Donald, a UKIT champion, a UKIT finalist, multiple-time UKIT playoff appearances, top 64 in the 2013 UK Nationals with Dig Glaceon, and the first player in the world to win CP with Wooloo. Not Wooloo Herder, surprisingly, and really good at accidentally counter-teaming Jamie Keane. So I can only assume that that's exactly why he is on Jamie's team.
Yeah.
Make sure that is one free win that they don't give to an opponent. Definitely a tactical decision there.
That is very tactical from Jamie. Okay, so it's obviously Snake, so we go to the next.
Second part of the wheel, yep.
I'll let you take away.
Yeah. So Semaphore, 5-4 at UIC 2024, top 4 at 2 different Edinburgh MSSs. So one thing that many people may know is that JB Keane has been a part of the Edinburgh local scene. So definitely someone that they've done their homework with, they know from the local scene, and someone that they can hope will take them far. Yeah.
And then we loop about to Kareem again.
Yeah, Kareem above another repeat pick for the Typhlosions, so along with Poker Replays, above Alex Butters, been playing for a couple of years, decent in seniors. He says decent in seniors. I'm pretty sure he top forward Liverpool in seniors, 5 forward, quite a few offense in Masters this season, 5 times in his first year. An incredible player, a great guy around. Went to Worlds last season, and also collaborated on teams with people like Adisa Bremen and Justin Knox, so someone who's definitely had practice with great players, is a great player himself, and someone who'll be really good for the Typhlosions once again this season.
No, again, Kareem definitely picking them people that he knows.
100%, yeah. You know them well. You know exactly what they're going to be able to do for you, and they got to take it away.
Yeah. So moving on, we've got
Gem. Gem is a player that was one to watch in UKIT last season. They started BGC last season too. They've been positive at Liverpool, and apparently undefeated in Chaos Cups. They're also top cut multiple PCs and online tournaments, and definitely do not want to ever play Eden. So good pick there then.
No, that's a really good pick up there. You know, especially going positive. You know, Chargo undefeated in Chaos Cup. It's really hard to play Chaos Cup, so going undefeated just shows like the level of play. Yeah. Round 4 as well, and we're still getting plays like this. Just shows how deep the field is this year.
It's incredible, definitely. And like Chaos Cup may not sound if you're not familiar with it as much as something and more of a fun fact, but it's definitely a point to them being a strong player and also just a lovely person. I've had the pleasure of meeting them at Birmingham PCs, and definitely another great pick.
Yeah. So moving on to the Garchomps, we've got Isaac. Sorry, just give me a second. Yeah, Isaac. He's played since 2019. He does well in UKIT and MPA. This is a player that normally, you know, like Scotty and Mort would normally pick him up. So probably a snipe here from Callum to grab him while he could. Very strong player, especially, you know, going to more online events, and you know the Palafins last year got to the finals and couldn't bring it home. So, you know, Callum's obviously knows this, even though it's not been put here as information to grab him.
No, definitely a strong player. I've heard that he's a sniggle nut connoisseur, but we probably should have mentioned that.
Yeah, we'll move on to the pancakes.
The pancakes, yes. Wex, the Wexford Warrior. I believe that he is a player that has gone to multiple events with unbottle capped Pokemon and still done well there. So definitely a player that wants to play with one hand tied behind his back, but definitely a really good player. Going to get out to Stuttgart, Liverpool, EUIC, and also started off 4-1 in Stuttgart, really strong before, but it's definitely going to be another strong pick for the Powder Cakes.
Yeah, no, definitely. The Powder Cakes will be wanting that kind of form going into these next couple of weeks. And then the Shamans have picked Ulrich. So Richard he's been playing for 11 years. Some good results in the 2020. Got top 16 in the Cologne regional PC. And he was on the winning team in the Shamans a few years back. So he's been drafted back in to try and get that push to get him back on top.
No, definitely. Another pick, someone that's been playing for a while, more experience with the Shamans. They have all of the years experience, I believe. I'm pretty sure by the time we get to the end of this draft, if you add up the combined years of experience, the Shamans will be nearing 100. And that's just how deep they go. And as we move on to the next pick for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
The big nose. Fun fact, not actually that big. Another fun fact, probably almost definitely the tallest person in the room whenever you see him. He started playing in January 2023 last season, multiple local top cuts, another good friend of mine, 5-4 at multiple regional events. I believe that he started 4-1 in Stockholm to finish in the points. He also broke through with the 6-3 at NAIC this season, so a player that's been able to do it on the international stage. A really, really strong pick by the Dolphins, and someone that I know well. Don't be surprised to see him bring out a Dusclops or another Trick Room mode. A really top player, a lot of potential. Definitely a really good pickup for the Dolphins. And to be picked up at number 4, and to pick up a 6'3" international caliber player at number 4 shows, again, how deep this is going to be. We keep banging on about it, but this UKITT tournament, it's 100%. It's a celebration of the UK community, how much it's improved, how good all the players are. And there's just not enough good things you can say about them. See big things, expect big things.
Yeah, let's see who the fighters have picked this season. So this is Alex Finnis. It's his first another debut season. Had some decent finishes at locals. Finished mid 1600s in the GC, which it's really hard to do, because sometimes you can be doing really well in a GC, like lose one game, and then you just go on a massive losing streak and you'll end up lower. I had a similar experience where I got so far and then I just lost like 8 in a row, and then I ended up in like 1400 or something. I just stopped playing. So it's really hard to do that. So that's really strong. Went 5-4 at EUIC and beaten a decent amount of players who normally day 2 majors and people who've qualified for worlds. So it's definitely a pickup for the fighters.
100%. Yeah, you can definitely say Alex Finnis is another great guy. One common theme that we've been seeing here is not only are the people that are in this tournament really, really good Pokemon players, but they're really good people. Big fan of Alex myself. Had the pleasure of going out with him after Liverpool, and a top class guy. He'll be great for team spirit on the fighters.
Yeah. So next we've got the Mushranas and Serena Galni. Started playing in January and have attended 4 locals and EUIC. Won a best of 1 PC and went 5-4 EUIC. I'm pretty sure this is I believe they're an Irish player, if I'm not mistaken, and very interesting teams that they play as well. We want to watch out for that there.
100%. You can see going 5-4 at USC in your very first season is an incredible accomplishment. The depth for the field at EUIC was absolutely incredible. So to go 5-4, most likely with points, is another thing that speaks to the talent this player can bring.
Yeah, especially if you've attended 4 locals and already won 1 as well.
Yeah, many players in this, many players, even some in this list, are still yet to do that. So another strong pick for sure.
Yeah, and moving on will be Dylan. Dylan's been playing since 2020. Started playing locals this last year. Been to a handful of majors. Regularly attends a Poole and Portsmouth locals. Interacts, fairly interactive within the community and outside of that. Best result this season was 6-3 at Liverpool. And has beaten some pretty good players and has some all right local wins. That his words, not mine. But yeah, like you said before, that 6-3 at Liverpool is nothing to scoff at, because that was a very, very big European tournament.
Definitely rivaling in international for quality as well. Not as many of the American players, but all of the strongest players throughout Europe come to that tournament, and to 6-3 that is a great accomplishment.
100%. So we'll be moving on.
And the next pick, Draxolotl. Very consistent in tournaments. They've been to a real event in Liverpool where they were 10th in seniors. They've been playing since 2022, and they're consistently top at both ladders. Anyone who's been playing might have seen their name pop up here and there as a really strong player. It's definitely someone that you cannot take lightly whatsoever, and another strong pick for the Silly Cobras.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of Drax before, and then all of a sudden, I just see them popping up everywhere. All these groups, I believe they're a part of the Spear Pillar tournament group, the European team as well, and Smogon, they got picked up there as well. So a very good up and coming player to be picked up, and I'm sure the Silico, the Cobras will be looking for maybe Ben or these older people to maybe mentor Drax to try and get as much out of them as possible.
100%, yeah, and that's the big thing about UKITT, is that no matter how long you've been playing, how old you are, there's so much that you can learn from everyone, so much you can bring to the table, and really just develop yourself as a player and help your fellow teammates to develop too. So that's something we'll definitely be looking out for. People going from strength to strength through the season, and I'm very sure that Drax will be one of those players to look out for.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Then we'll move on to Adrieta Martinez, top 128 in Liverpool 2024, top cut a few locals. Another strong player, a player that I believe has brought Hoot Hoot to a local with a really fun skill swap, tinted lens strategy with Torkoal. I'm not sure how much fun it was by the end of the PC, but on paper it was definitely interesting.
Yeah, striking fears into the opponent for that Hoot Hoot. No, I'm sure Oliver knows something that maybe other people don't. But again, another top 128 at Liverpool and a few local cuts is just nothing to scoff at. That's really, really strong. He's a really, really nice person outside of that. I've had the pleasure of speaking to him on many occasions. So, very good synergy for what Oliver's got there.
Definitely. Another player that is well known throughout those communities as little team building groups, and someone that I know that Oliver knows and will hopefully do their best to bring some success to the surface. And we'll stick with them for the other half of their wheel. Pythagoras Dekricha, a brilliant screen name, I have to say. Pythagoras is great. They'll be definitely hoping that they can run triangles, if not circles, around the opponents. Lille 2024 top 128, Liverpool 2024 top 256. They've won a limitless tour with more than 50 people. Another Kritcher, another strong player. Definitely someone that people will be wanting to look out for, and I'm sure that Oliver Dino has done his homework once again.
100%. Let's move on.
The next pick for the Silly Cobras is Manny64, another person who is well known to those at the Orbiton scene, a gregarious player, really, really good player, despite what Reece Johnson would have you say, who's described him as the only person to ever be free at Orpington, can categorically state that that is not true. Lovely player, lovely guy, really talented, and I'm sure that he's got a lot to bring to the Cobras, incredible potential, and someone, again, even we can see this, we're in the 5th round, we're getting strong players like Manny come through. The depth and breadth of this draft is incredible.
Yeah, I completely agree. Let's just see who else gets picked next. I'm so excited for the rest of these teams. So Lee Watson, top 16 in the 2014 UK Nationals. That's a very, very strong result. Top 32 at Sheffield Regionals in 2019. Played casually for the last few years, hitting 100 to 200 CP in the range the years he's played. So very, very strong player when he is playing. So yeah, I'm sure, you know, like getting them kind of players 5th round, really, really strong. So I'm sure that the you know, they'll be looking for them to maybe get some of that form back from the 2014 and the 2019 Sheffield Regional.
Absolutely, yeah. To top 16 in national and to top 32 at regional, incredible achievements. And being that they've been playing for a decade now, really shows that if we look down the pop players, they've got newer players and they've got older players that combined experience there that will help each of them practice and bring out the best in each other. Is something that is really scary if you're not on that team, and really encouraging if you are.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And then the next pick for the Mashanas is Wei, which in Deng, first season of VGC, but he's already won at Birmingham PC, and he was top 256 at Liverpool Regional. Those are two incredible things to do in your first season of VGC. Someone who's been popping up and down online in real life, and to be able to win a PC in their first season is, again, an accomplishment that even some of the more experienced players are chasing. Nowhere is easy to do that, and Birmingham as well is one of the bigger PCs that we have on the circuit right now within the UK. Is a great testament to that. Definitely excited to see what they can bring to the team and bring to UKITT, and I'm sure that once again there'll be a name that all of us know by the end of this.
Oh yeah, let's just move on. Let's see what the fighters are picked. So this is Patrick. Patrick has been playing Pokemon casually for it says for decades. So somebody who knows Pokemon. Participated in a few singles and 6v6 double draft leagues. Started playing VGC this season. Went 5-4 at Liverpool and EUOC, and beat Shohei Kimura at the latter. So very strong player to just start playing. You know, and as soon as he starts playing, he gets 5-4 at Liverpool and at USC. And obviously the caliber of play he's beating as well for just starting to play is nothing to take lightly.
100%. Beating world champion is an incredible achievement. And then, as we mentioned they've been playing in draft leagues. Draft leagues, again, it's another thing that's important to mention. It's not exactly the same format as a VGC, given that you stick with the same team all the time that you've picked, but many strong players play in draft leagues and are well known to them. We've mentioned Sick, but also Justin Tang famously made his come up in draft leagues. So given that he's been playing in those for a while and come to VGC and already done that, really, again, another name to watch out for.
Yeah, I completely agree. Let's see who's got his picks for his next one. So this is Jake, VGC. So what the information we've got on him is very little. Though he can contend with most players. He's been semi-active, and was behind a top 8 matchup plan. That would have won if it wasn't for an untimely missing game 3. He does say that limitless tours aren't well suited to him, since most of them are too late, and you know. We all agree that we all need more European limitless tours. He also did play in an official Discord team tour, going 2-2, and going to another one and getting and losing 2-1 in a very close set. But he did end up beating. He did end up winning that team's best set award. He is just trying to try out, see how he's doing. Other things he's got is Smogon World Cup UK 2022 and 2023, and other Smogon championships, semi-finalists in doubles and things like that. So you know, he's been playing competitively for about 7 years, and he generally picks up formats fast, and you can see that with the different formats he's actually been playing as well. So he could be a dark horse, a very big sleeper pick for how much he's played in other formats, and we've seen it with you know, players who can come over from like Rambats, top of
Yeah.
Rambats come over and they just do extremely well. So I'm sure Scott is looking at maybe trying to translate other formats into VGC.
100%. Yeah. No, we, as you mentioned, a World Cup of Pokemon appearances. That is emulating Michael de Besta. Michael Kelsch is obviously was the runner-up at Worlds last season. While every format of Pokemon is different, there's so many transferable skills, and many players who have been good at singles, such as Freezeye, Michael de Besta, come over and do very well. So again, that other experience will serve them well, and they'll be looking to do really, really strongly for the Paladins. The Paladins put in together another great team, as with everyone that we've seen so far.
Yeah. So let's move on to the Shamans.
The Shamans, Tiki, Vicky, Owen Galvan. They've been playing since 2015 with some top 32s over the years. Most recently went 6-3 at Internets. Can assume that's EUIC. And another player that's been playing for a long time, put in not wanting to big up their accomplishments probably as much as they deserve, because top 32s over the years, nothing to scoff at. All that's something that we're all chasing. Even at the beginning, before you can win a tournament, you've got to come to the top 32. So even just getting to that stage with all those strong players really speaks well to their talent and what they can bring to the Shaders.
Yeah, and another player that's been playing a very, very long time. So they're trying to really stretch that experience that they've got in that team. So we're going to move on to the pack 8. So we've got a Warlock here. That's William Collister. Top 16 EUIC 2023 in seniors with Greedent out of all things. Day 2 qualified for the World Championships in seniors, 7-2 at Milton Keynes MSS and PC, played against some Masters in that time as well. He won the Liverpool MSS this year in seniors, and is fourth among the players for the GC2. So it's currently on 502, which is number 3 in the UK. So this is a player that's gone to the heights at senior level, and seniors is no joke, because we've seen the consistency that some of these seniors can get, and some seniors that age up and instantly just start playing at a master's level. So this is a player here that has got all these accomplishments already down. So he's used to playing at them higher, pressure games, which can be like really detrimental if you've got a game. If it's 3-3 or you're down a set, or you need that one bit of push to win the week. It might be that experience of playing them sets might be able to push it over.
Exactly right. Like, we all know that many of the best players of the game came through in seniors and continue to do well. We all know that probably the best player in the UK, Teddy French, is not even a master yet. So to be third just behind him is a good marker for his success, and another strong pick. To be picked 5th again, every single pick, I keep saying it, but to be picked 5th and still get a player of that quality, it's incredible. And I'm sure we'll get another one with the Garchomps. Oh, no, we won't get another one with the Garchomps. Finally, we can say that a bad pick was made. Sorry, Rich.
No, but seriously, though, all the information here is we've got Stuttgart top 256.
Yeah. That's all I want to say. Shrugging emoji. That plays him down. That plays him down. He's top cut multiple PCs. He's a great guy to play against. He is the I believe he's the all-time VGC Weatherspoons leader in pounds spent.
Yeah,
definitely a guy that you want on your team for team spirit, and another person that'll definitely be good for you there, Jack.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely a player who loves playing as Among Us as well. Always seems to die first though. Don't really know how that happens, but I'm sure we'll move on.
A little bit. He's a hyper offense player that just needed to discover that he loves hyper offense.
Yeah.
All right, and then the next pick for the Mining Society, Zerdius, another player that's been playing for a long time. World's qualifier. They've been there multiple times. Top 16 at Liverpool in 2022. Lots of top 16s and top 32s in the pre-COVID era. A really strong player, another player that'll do really well for the Manning Society. And again, bringing tons of experience. When we look at the Manning Society team so far, we see that they've got players that have been playing for a while, like Zedius, who bring all that experience to the team, as well as some of the newer players. And that mix is going to be instrumental in bringing them to whatever success they may have.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially getting a world player, somewhat the latter half of the draft. It really just shows how deep this can go.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see who Kareem's picked for his next pick.
Yep. H. Bostic Piplup, also known as Harvey Devishmere's long name in Discord, long name in real life.
Yeah.
Another really good guy, another of the Birmingham PC contingent. They came second in the Birmingham PC, losing up to Joe Russell. That was the result Joe Russell got. Another Iron Thorns connoisseur. Another Iron Thorns connoisseur. And they've been to Liverpool and UIC, so they have some in real life experience, but definitely a player that's got potential to be drawn out. And when we look at the team that Kareem has built, with players that have been in the Typhlosions before and players that come in now, definitely be really good for him, and I'm sure he'll be really good for the Typhlosions.
Yeah, no, you can definitely see maybe Kareem's wanting to bring that potential ability out.
100%. Kareem is someone who's always looking for the marginal gains.
Next, we've got Algaro.
Allegro. Looking at their info, they've decided to put nothing of any significance, so I can only assume they are going to go 8-0.
You know what? I'm game for it. You know, clearly, Jamie's done the due diligence there. Really done the research. Maybe like messaged him. I'm not too sure what's happened there. But I'll put my trust in Jamie. To get that for a 5th round pick.
100%. Most likely someone that he knows well. Jamie's been a manager for a long time, a lot of experience, definitely knows something. I can only assume that he's put not anything of significance to mess us up in the draft. So, already a disruptor probably runs screen talent among us.
Not a fan. We're going to move on. So this is John Botherston, 6'3" at Liverpool this year, and he's won a few solo draft leagues. So just another player that's just used to winning, really, and that's what you need of these later picks. Just people who just know how to win a game, because you never know when you might need that one set to get that draw, get that win. So I'm sure that's what Jamie was looking at.
100%.
Short and sweet. Yeah.
A double A on the wheel, and then we'll go back to the Typhlosions and see who they've picked. Have they got another returner? Yes, they've got another returner. Josh +1, Josh Tarrant, another great guy, team dad at the Typhlosions, managing to bring people together, work on his game. He even finished with a 4-2 record despite not having so much experience before that. A really great player, really great guy. I'm sure he'll be another threat at any locals that come up and again do really well for the Typhlosions. To be able to get someone who went 4-2 in UKITT, including in the semi-finals at this late in the draft, again, testament to the teams that we've had already, and a steal. I'm going to say it.
Going to say steal. Let's move on to the Manning Society. So Olaf VGC, Nigel Barker, UKITT Season 3 champion, top 128 at Liverpool in 2023. Top 256 Liverpool this year, top 4 at Cannock and MSS in 2020, top 8 at Orpingtons. My favourite part about this description is actually the bottom bit. It says Nottingham PC 2016 with Drowsy. I think that's all you need to say.
100%.
So another player with just the experience, and I'm sure Eden's, with his experience, knows who he's picking here, and knows what he's going to get out.
Yeah, exactly. Getting all that experience. Someone who mentioned that they take a bit of a break for the game, but back now looking to contribute very heavily.
Mm-hmm. So the Garchomps have picked a little Jamie. So a little Jamie. So some information here. Me, Callum, and little Jamie, we were on the same team last year. So Callum's really gone for a player he knows. His description is one of the 5-4 players of all time. So Callum's just going for again a common theme we're seeing here. It's just a player that just can get that win. Somebody you can rely on who's just a good player there. So yeah. So we'll move on to the patty cakes.
Definitely. So the next player for the patty cakes, going by Evie, despite not being called Evie in real life only, all in seniors, but these are some incredible accomplishments. 2022 Liverpool top 4, 2023 Liverpool top 8, top 4 at EUIC 2023, Day 2 Worlds 2023. As we've seen before, some of the seniors are some of the best players in the game. So to have that roll call of accomplishments at tournaments that big really speaks again to some of the qualities there. I've seen their name pop up a few times up and down the Discord, so I'm sure they'll be raring to go show everybody what they can do and bring once again a lot of talent to the to even here in the 6th round.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good pickup for the patty cakes. Like you said before, another I keep saying it, but another player that just knows how to get them results and knows them high pressure games. So we'll move on to the Shamans. Tess Lobo. So after this one, so Daniel Hawthorne, he's another player that attends like locals I attend. Really like a really good player. He's been playing in VGC for about 6 months, and he won an MSS recently. So another player that's won something. Again, it's not easy to win a local, especially how stacked the UK scene is at the moment. So to win an MSS no less is pretty good. And only been playing for 6 months, so it could be quite a dark horse player. And we don't actually know the ceiling of maybe Tess Lobo at the moment, so we'll be excited to see what they can do.
Definitely another player, MSS winner. That's potential right there. So to see that they've been doing that with only 6 months of VGC experience, taking it seriously. Again, another dark horse, another strong pick at this level as we move into the Palafins once more. Soul Calibur. So Soul Calibur in their information, Solidin. I've been playing VGC since 2014. Old dog. Again, that's all they've been. That's all that's there. So another one that I'm sure is playing down their many years of experience and all their skill on the fundamentals. Someone his name has popped up, and the Palafins definitely know what they're getting there with that pick.
Yeah, no. Couldn't say it better myself. Let's move on to the fighters. So this is Winterberry. It just says still new. Performed all right at locals. I'm sure they're downplaying themselves. Go to most Orpington events. Came top 256 at Lille 2023. In next season, plan on pushing for the Worlds Invite. Also came top 8 in Smogon VGC draft in 2023. I'm sure that you might know a little bit more about.
Yeah, so Winter is another person that's been popping up at the Orpington scene. Someone that's taken a bit to find their feet in the local area, but definitely, again, as we say, can call Orpington. Orpington is just a regional, really, at this level. So to play there, they've got a lot of experience playing some of the best players around. So to get someone like that, they've got potential that's there to be drawn out, and the fighters will definitely be doing all they can to bring it.
Yeah. But we move on to the next team.
Yep, and so the next pick for the Mishanas will be Ninja Meerkat. Marie Harrison played VGC for 4 years now, playing when and also started playing tournaments when Scotland Violet came out, and played lots of online tours too, including a win of a 77-player online tour and a few top cuts in some others, and looking to go to their first local. So again, a player that's got lots of experience playing online, of course, UKIT being an online tournament, that experience will come in handy. That feeling of being able to bring your game when you're at home on your own to lock in is something that the Mashanas will really be hoping that they can bring. And given that they've done all of that in their first couple of years in taking in tournaments seriously, definitely one to watch out for. A lot of potential there, and we'll see exactly what they can do.
Yeah. Let's move on. So we've got Tibbins07, also known as Archie. This season was their second season, and the third season in Masters as well. Qualified for the World Championship last year through the GCs and a top 8 finish in Malmo. This season made a top 8 in the Liverpool MSS and top 4 in Orpington MSS. What I will say is I wouldn't look down on these Liverpool or any regional MSSs because they are really, really hard. It's just full of a lot of players that are just really high quality, who maybe not day 2, but they will have still got 6-3 or maybe just missed out on their winning in. So to get that top 8 at that MSS is really, really strong. And like you said before, sometimes you can go Orpington and you will just get a regional run, So to get a top 4 is really good.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially on the MSSs. The MSSs are the ones that bring everyone out, including players like regional winners from Australia. You step into that room at Orpington and you see that you've got Jamie Boyd, you've got Taryn Birdie, you've got Max Waterman, many players like that we know from the standings, always up there and thereabouts. So to get top 4 at one of those is a great accomplishment. And again, another really strong player that we can see here, and definitely one to look out for, someone to contribute, and not an easy out by any means.
So move on.
So the next pick for the Civic Cobras, Only Embers, Cameron Annan, interested in VGC since 2014 and played a bit on Showdown, but fully committed in Scarlet and Violet, including a top 256 at Liverpool this season. So again, coming top 256, basically top quarter of the field in one of the strongest fields and one of the biggest regionals, is definitely someone to look out for. They also top 8'd one of the floor tours. One of the floor tours that's a limitless series, something that many players will play in. And to get a top 8 in one of those is, again, it's online talent, it's talent that's transferable, and something that you definitely want to bring to the team in a pick this late. And again, everyone here has been so strong. I don't expect anyone to do anything at all to show that they're less than that. They're another strong player.
Yeah. So we're back to Oliver with picking JJB. Josh started playing in real life events this year. Finishing around 120 CP, cut 5 out of the 6 PCs and cut 2 out of the 3 MSSs with an MSS win as well. Finished 5-4 at Liverpool, 4-5 at EUIC. Really enjoying playing and is excited to see how it goes. What I will say is really enjoying playing is a really good mentality to have in your team. Just somebody who can just enjoy playing the game. And I think that's something that sometimes we can all lack. When you're in the grind, is just you forget sometimes that it's just a game. You are supposed to enjoy it. Going 5-4 at Liverpool, as we said before, is really strong. 4-5 at EUIC, it's very easy to do, especially how strong that field is. So to get 4 wins, because you can go through a really, really rough run. And especially if he's cutting majority out of the locals he's playing as well, that's a really, really good sign. So I can see definitely why Oliver's looked at picking him up.
Definitely. Yeah, top cutting 5 out of 6 PCs and 2 out of 3 MSSs, including a win as well. Really, really strong run of results. And even though those regional wins aren't quite what they might want, as you say, that mentality is incredible. You really want to play, to borrow a football cliche, you want people that play with a smile on their face and enjoy their Pokemon. And that's something that I'm sure will shine through and hopefully bring a good team spirit to the surface.
Yeah. So let's see who Oliver's picked again. Rawn. So Rawn is she's somebody who also goes to locals around where I am. We spoke a few times. She's a really, really nice person. So I'm sure Oliver's going for a lot of synergy in his team at the moment. 9 months of VGC experience with 4 regionals and IC. So somebody with who's used to that pressure of playing round after round after round can really do well for your team, because some of these players as well, have just played online, and obviously, even though it's still Pokemon, playing a regional and playing it online, it does feel a little bit different. So this is somebody who has experience of, the pressure, and hopefully can, even though they've got 9 months, will be able to pass that on to maybe some of the other players that don't have that.
Definitely. And again, I think what we can see from all the players that Oliver's picked, all of them really strong, all of them have experience in real life and online, and all of them are going to be someone that's great for team spirit.
Yeah.
Really looking for togetherness and the power of friendship, which we all know that Pokemon is about.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So the next player to be picked for the Silicobras is Tundra. A fitting name for Bryce, a new player for VGC, played regionals for both Pokemon Go and TCG though, so they're no stranger to the game of Pokemon and competing. Be interesting to see exactly how they do. We know that many players are able to play multiple disciplines, and so to be able to play in regionals in both Go and TCG, and now coming to VGC and experience it is something that you really want out of a player to come in and hopefully learn from this. Hopefully they'll really enjoy it, and we'll get another top VGC player out of the transition.
Yeah, and not only that, very confident player as well to play in regionals in Go and TCG. But we move on to the Poplios. So we've got Daniel Taylor. It's his first full season of playing and entering VGC tournaments. Very proud of his 5-4 at USC this year. But like we said before, you should be proud of 5-4 at USC. It's a very hard feat to do. But also with the consistency at locals, I've completed 7 PCs and MSS this season and made top cut in 4 of them, including 2 top 4s. Sorry, I have a top cut in 4 of them, and including 2 top 4s. So somebody who's able to play at them local levels, and I think as well, local experience is really good because obviously everyone here is from the UK, so a lot of players will have played against each other. So players that can cut, locals will experience playing against other players. We all play against each other quite a lot. So people who can cut these locals are players that can actually win some games.
100%, yeah. The local scene is a hotbed of talent these days, and to bring that to UKITT is really incredible. We'll be expecting big things.
Yeah.
And then we'll get back into the Mashanas for their next pick. This is Davey. Name, not actually Dave. They've been a long-time draft player, 4 years of Mons experience, and about a year and a half of VGC. Top 4 at every VGC draft they ever competed in. So again, really, really strong results in the draft scene. And the skills that you develop there, team building with limited resources, prep work week to week, they're really transferable skills into the UKITT Team Tour format, something that will be sure to bring strong results to the Mashanas. They've also played in person, 5-4 at Liverpool again, and that was their first ever event. To go positive at one of the biggest regional in Europe. Really strong, really excited to see what Davey can do and how we can work together.
It must be exciting to be on the Mashanas this year.
100%.
So we've got David Edmonds. A few recent top cuts in Birmingham locals. That Birmingham local scene is flying at the moment. Played every generation of Pokemon, been playing on the VGC ladder since Sword and Shield. So somebody's been playing for a few years now, with a few cuts. Like we said before, locals matters when you're looking at maybe grabbing these later, like much later picks. And especially if you've got experience in Sword and Shield, that might be one for the wildcard picks as well.
Definitely, yeah. That's one thing that we've not been mentioning as much, but definitely incredibly important. Given that there's those wildcard formats week to week, having players have experience with them and having players that want to play them will really be instrumental in getting that good record.
Yeah. So let's move on to the Palafins.
Yeah, the Palafins, and the 7th pick for the Palafins is Rao. Now, another player that's been consistently playing VGC draft leagues, and they've been playing VGC since 2012. So another, again, just as we mentioned, experience in previous formats, lots of experience throughout different formats to apply to the week-to-week grind. And again, as I keep mentioning, the draft leagues are a hotbed of talent. So many good players playing those. There's so many transferable skills. Something that I recommend to everyone. They're incredible fun. I'm currently waiting to finish a draft myself right now. But yeah, given that they've been playing consistently in those, I'm sure that they'll bring a lot to the Balafins as well.
Yeah. You've couldn't have said it better myself. Let's just move on. So I had Alfie McAllister reached top 50 on Battle Stadiums multiple times on the Sword and Shield formats. That's really strong. It's very hard to do on the Battle Stadium because obviously it's closed team sheet. I know Sword and Shield was closed team sheet, but still,
best of one too.
Best of one closed team sheet to reach top 50 is very, very good. And to do it multiple times, very, very, very good player. Very, could be a very underrated pick. 4-5 at Liverpool this year. 5-3 at the MSS side event, so much better. Could have just had an off day. It happens, but went positive at UIC. So could be another player that just them consistent results that you're looking for.
Yeah, definitely. And again, the online format, being able to play from home, lock in, is something that's not as easy as it seems. And to be able to do that on the singles ladder, on the Battle Stadium ladder is a top thing to watch out for.
Yeah.
Then next up, Nathan Gill, NK Gill 96. You may know him from the comments of this stream for saying that he's going to go last, but he is in fact not last at all. He's been playing for a couple of seasons, played a few limitless tours and gone positive at tournaments. So to see that you're able to do that once again, another player that we're seeing in these later rounds at the back half of the draft means that there's not even a single bad player that we've seen.
No. Especially if you're going positive, a lot of us just enter a tournament and you just go negative and drop. So to go positive in a lot of them, it's just really good consistency. Let's see who the Garchomps have picked up for their next pick. So top of the card, Joel Smith, multiple limitless top 8s, one limitless top 4. Not many in real life tournaments, but 17th at EUIC 2023 in seniors. The local performances the best local performances as 4-1, placing 5th in a whole tournament, including Masters. Around 2 years of experience at VGC, but peaked around 300 on Showdown ladder in Regulation E, and is currently and is quite up there in the Reg E Showdown as well. So a player that's just all around just a good consistent player, and very strong previous results as well.
Absolutely. Again, more talent that we're seeing through. 17th UIC seniors, good local performances, including Masters, another strong young player, someone to bring potential out of as we move on to Arcanine. No prizes for guessing his favorite Pokemon. Probably Ninetales. Playing VGC since the beginning of Gen 8, completed in EYC and a few locals too. So again, another player that's been playing since the Sword and Shield era through that pandemic explosion. Someone else who may be a threat in the wildcard rounds, someone who can bring something to the team and do what they can to win. I'm sure that people have seen them popping up and down the Discord, seeing that name pop up. So I'm excited to see what they can do in a real battle situation.
Let's move on to the Typhlosions. So, we don't have a real life name, but that's okay. Not played Reg G yet. And not really a player that has got any VGC experience. However, one of the best random doubles player. Got the highest GXE. On the Rambats, and he's got a couple of wins over some really good player. So you said about Michael Kelch earlier about he's come over from singles. Well, this is a player that's done doubles.
Yeah.
So I think Kareem's really hoping that we could that can translate over to VGC, and with some guidance from Kareem and some of these other players can really maybe mold Ionis into a really, really strong player for them.
No, definitely. I myself love the random doubles ladder. It's a great way to practice when you're fed up with your own team that you've been building, you've been working with, and to be one of the top players in there is a really strong accomplishment, because you've got to remember that these are random. You're getting random Pokemon consistently. Yeah. Sometimes you come up against a lead that you just can't do anything about. So to have that consistency through the randomness is up there. I myself have only peaked at top 200, so to be all the way at the very, very top definitely shows for those skills in doubles. And again, Kareem does his homework. I know that he'll be a strong pick for the Typhlosions.
Yeah, let's move on. So Jamie's gone for Alexander Dunica. Taken part, sorry if I butchered your name. I've taken part in a large number of draft leagues. So another draft league player, done so since Sword and Shield. Notable placements include several top 4 finishes and being undefeated in a regular season of a hybrid VGC singles league. So that, shows the flexibility of some of these players. Also taking part in both player cups in Scarlet and Violet, finishing between the top 10 and 15 players in both. And obviously, a lot of people attend them, so it's no small feat. But yeah, no, another player that's doing draft leagues and, very flexible singles and VGC hybrid. Like, I'm not too sure I could do that, to be honest. Like, that just sounds really stressful.
100%. Not knowing what you're playing week to week, being able to have that flexibility, as you mentioned, being able to adapt to the situation. Again, another strong set of transferable skills. Be interesting to see how they do. As they mentioned, again, another player from the Sword and Shield era, so another player that could do wild cards, and another person that looks like they're going to be a strong pick.
Yeah, we'll move on to Typhlosions again. Oh no, it's
not quite.
Jamie.
It's the snake draft, second part of the wheel.
Yeah, no,
we've got Samuel Flipson. So flipping it round for the first pick of the last round. Samuel Flipson, again, we're in the last round and we're getting a person that's played singles for a decade and they've experienced in lots of draft league tournaments. They played VGC this year for what seems to be the first time, and they've had some in real life experience. Not yet been able to transfer that singles talent to doubles and VGC, but given that the team that they're on, given all that experience that's there, I'm sure that they'll be able to bring those skills to the forefront.
Yeah, no, and it even says here a lot of the VGC experience that they have had. Most of the games are going to Game 3, so maybe it's just a little bit of guidance on maybe the adaptation, or maybe the leads in that Game 1 or Game 2 can really push him up.
Definitely.
But we move back on to Kareem. Now it's Kareem's go.
Yeah, there we go. So this next player.
So this is another player from my locals. Another player that's played this year, Liverpool, Lille, Utrecht, and EUIC. So somebody else who's got a lot of experience in playing. Is the other half of Rawn from the Sorcerers. So we've got some couple rivalry going on there. So that'd be a fun match to watch. I'm sure of it.
Definitely. Again, someone that's competing at multiple regionals, Liverpool, Lille, Utrecht, possibly Bologna. That was after the draft form.
Yeah.
But that in real life tournament experience, that experience of going there, being one of the UK people, making connections, bears them some good fortune, I'm sure. And again, another pick to round out the Typhlosions. That will be a strong team, one to look out for, hoping to get to the next level. Under Kareem's stewardship, and lots of good players there to help each other out.
Yeah. So the last pick.
Yeah, so the last pick for the Mining Society, QB Stand, Dom. They've said that they've not played a VGC tournament before, but they've been playing Pokemon since Pokemon Ruby, and they've been practicing to improve their skills. So hopefully this will be the platform that they need to be able to take that to the next level, show off with a few good results, do well for their team, and prove that they should have been picked higher.
Yeah. We'll move on to the last pick for the Garchomps now. So Janoff or Jamie North. Been playing VGC semi-competitive since Sword and Shield. Only been to 2 in-person events, those being this year's Liverpool and EUIC. And it's just, I a player that just wants to have fun and get some practice in. So, you know, sometimes you just need players that are just going to grind, you know, with your team. And he'll just play games and he'll be around. And that's like, you know, that's kind of what Jamie's going to be there for, I think. And maybe get some games in, especially if we got some wildcard formats. I'm sure Callum will be looking at Jamie to play in them. And I'll be looking forward to speaking to Jamie and maybe playing some sets against him myself.
Definitely exciting for him and for you. Oh, and the next pick, rounding out the powder cakes, is just Jakey. Jake Herbert. Jake Herbert is a player that I've had the pleasure of playing against. I am absolutely stunned that in his player information, he's not mentioned Diglett. He is the Diglett guy. I had the pleasure of playing against him in a match that most likely would have decided who went on to go into Top Cut, which he won with Diglett while I was playing with 6 starters. So a feather in his cap for sure to be able to take Diglett to the graphics that we all love to see. And again, another person who's been new to the scene, but looking to build up their skills, looking to do better and better. And I'm sure that with all the experience on the powder cakes, they'll be able to take the next step.
Yeah, I'm sure if he mentioned he used Diglett and got that, he would have been much higher on everybody's lists.
Definitely. Yeah, should have mentioned it. As we move on to the next pick for the Shamans, Joseph Hills, a player, again, as I've said many times, not only a great player, but a great person. I've had the pleasure of speaking with and playing against Joseph many times at Orpington, someone who's cutting their teeth down in the trenches of Orpington, getting those results, getting that practice in, and to be able to get a player like Joseph this late on, again, we've said it time and time again, this is a celebration of the UK community in my eyes, because we're showing just how much talent we've got, developing that talent, and to round out the team like the Shamans with Joseph, that's going to be a really tough out. There won't be any weeks of rotation. Every single week will be a strong player playing a strong player.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure that the streams every week will be just fantastic to watch. So rounding out the Paladins now, we've got Kira VGC. It just says here that the best finish is 4-5. I'm not too sure what event that was, but regardless, you know, if we assume it was Liverpool or UIC, that still looked like a really strong result, because that could be 4-4 winning that last game, and you know, or you've just done a comeback. You might have gone like 2-3, and then you've just won like 3 games in a row or anything like that. So I wouldn't take that with a pinch of salt. Clearly, you know, Scotty might know something that we don't know, and that's why he's gone for Kira rather than somebody else.
Yeah, definitely. There'll be again, as we mentioned, the experience of playing those tournaments and having those long days speak towards your mental. That's that skill that you want to bring here. Every single time, every single week, you'll be busy, you'll be playing, you'll be practicing, you'll bring what you can, and to have that kind of experience will bode well. And there'll definitely be another player that wants to show out and improve. As we move on to round out the fighters. So moving to round out the fighters is Ava. They started playing this January, so another new player, but they've competed at Orpington again. So cutting your teeth at the Orpington mini national, 4-5 record over there as events, but having played only at January 24, getting 4 wins at Orpington over a couple of days is very strong. There'll be a player that's looking to provide a bit of team spirit, develop their skills, do well for the team. I'm sure that when the locals come back and Orpington comes back, they'll be looking to demonstrate both here and there just what they can do. Another player I'm excited to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially like you just said, January 2024. You know, we don't quite know the ceiling just yet. So moving on to the Mushranas. So we've got Go Luke or Luke Fay, long-time viewer and casual ladder on Showdown, played VGC on COD for the first time. The generation was looking to start playing in real-life events. This is a great start to VGC in general, just because you get to meet so many people that you wouldn't already know, and you know, interact with people, and you create friends. I'm sure you said before, Armin, about like your last year, like your server, your content consistently spoken. My server, we still spoke, so you get them connections. So I'm sure you'll enjoy your first time playing. And obviously, in real life events are just fantastic to play, and they're super fun.
100%. 100% agree with everything you said. I couldn't have said it better myself. This is an incredible opportunity to be able to practice with some of the players that are incredibly strong, players that have been around the game, and being able to take, as I mentioned, they've been laddering on Showdown and have been a long-time viewer of the game. So now that they're getting their first steps into really playing and looking forward to in real life events next season, this will be a perfect springboard, I'm sure. I don't know. Good time to round out that team. Looking forward to working together as we move on to finally round out Los Populos Hermanos with Pete That Games, Pikachu. Multiple times Masterful Ladder is what they put in their additional information. So what I really like about this is that they're going to bring some mental fortitude, because to be able to play some closed team sheet best of one, get to Master Ball, consistently stomach that format really bodes well for their mentality. Another player that I'm sure, given they've been playing online and doing well, having fun, will bring something to the team. Hopefully work well with those players and do what they can and maybe make a name for themselves.
Yeah, no, getting to Master Ball multiple times is nothing to scoff at. I struggle to do it sometimes, like
honestly, same.
Yeah,
I'm not even there yet this season.
Oh, I haven't been there for the last few seasons, I can't lie. You see an Annihilate and you're like, this is either clicking Final Gambit or it's clicking Bulk Up, and you don't know which one it's going to be.
100%, yeah. As I say, stomaching that's strong mental. That's strong mental. So I'm sure they'll be a good pick for the Hermanos.
Yeah, so we move on to the Cobras.
Whammy. Okay, Whammy is a player that I know well. He says that he's been new to VGC at the start of Regaf. That's underselling it. He's been a consistent appearance at Orpington. Again, a baptism of the fire when you go and play there, because you can play anything. You can go 0-1 and then run into Reese Johnson. You can go 0-2 and you can run into
Reese Johnson.
Yeah, you can go 0-2 and run into Reese Johnson. You can go 0-3 and you can run into Reese Johnson. This is the strength of Orpington. This is the power of it. A really lovely guy, Whammy. Definitely will be good for team spirit. Definitely have a lot of potential. In the Orpington before EUIC, I played him in round 2. Was one of my toughest games. Went to timer almost all 3 games. Piloted Wolf's team from Charlotte expertly. Someone who I know is getting to grips with it, remembering everything, but they've definitely got a lot of potential. I'm excited to see what Whammy can do. Hopefully the team that he's on, the Silly Cobras, with all that experience, helps him break through and come with some big results, and will be another insane player at Orpington next season that you'll have to get through.
Yeah, and last but certainly not least, on the surface, we've got Tazco. This is a player that's been working a lot with with a lot of the other players in Oliver's server. So I'm sure, they all know each other really, really well. It says here that he was convinced by his TCG friend. He was convinced by his friends to Tribe is a TCG player at heart. But I'm sure when he gets a taste of it, he'll really enjoy it. I know he's trying to set up locals for VGC as well up here in the north. So, fingers crossed. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see how good Oliver and his team can get Tazco. And I've known from playing him as well that, he could be a really good sleeper pick for the last one.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. Again, every single player that we've talked about today has been an incredible player, someone that moves from TCG to VGC. We've seen a lot of that transferable skills. We mentioned Pez, we mentioned a few other players. And many players that are good in one game have been good in another. Like famously, Station Park has qualified, obviously world champion, but he's qualified for worlds in TCG as well. So that thinking, that tactical mindset, just knowing the game of Pokemon is something they can bring. And once again, we can see Oliver, he's picked people he knows well. He's done his homework. He's going to foster team spirit. This first will be an incredibly tough out. And again, another interesting pick. We'll see exactly how they do this season, as we will with everyone. Yeah. And that does conclude the draft. So I think we just have a minute or two. So just before we finish up, finally, take a look at these teams. They're all incredibly strong. And I want to say to everyone that's playing, whether you've been playing for many, many years, whether you're playing for the first time, UKITT is an incredible experience. You get out exactly what you put in. It's a cliche, but it's definitely true. Work with your teammates, make friends, have fun, develop as a Pokemon player, and then hopefully throughout the weeks, we'll see strong performances. We'll see amazing games. I'm hoping to cast some games that are incredibly good. I'm hoping to play some games that are incredibly good, and just develop the UK scene, celebrate it, and see what we can do, and continue to prove that the UK is getting better and better at this game, and we can rival the US, Italy, Japan, all of those things. I'm really excited for this season. And do you have any words that you want to say?
No, it's, I'm sure people will be. I'm sure managers will be putting in requests, and so check your messages on Discord. You'll be getting invites, and hopefully I get asked to commentate a game. That'll be quite fun. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to the strong group of players that we've got here. And to reiterate, like, put in what you want to get out of it, and I'm sure everybody will have a lot of fun. It'll be a fun season.
Definitely. I've just seen Salkan mention that Team UK won the World Cup, which obviously we did. It was incredible performance.
Oh yeah.
But I also mean at all of the big internationals, we want to be seeing our players in the finals. We want to be seeing them again and again and again. Obviously, the World Cup win was incredible, but we want to bring it home, again and again and again.
Yeah. So so I think it's time that we wrap up the stream.
Definitely. Yeah. No, a big thanks to yourself, Joshua, as well as Rich and Connor for making this stream possible. A shout out to all the people behind the background, all the volunteers for the UKITT processes, and we'll be looking forward to seeing all of you in the Discords and at the next stream.
Yeah. Thank you for accompanying me with talking about the draft. It's been really fun.
It's been a great time. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.